And I'm going to hand you over to Sian to talk about what her work and introduce herself and let us know what all about her art. Welcome, Sian. Sian. Hello, welcome. How are you? I can't hear you, Sian. There we go. Just a few.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Hi. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
Fantastic. How are you feeling?
Very nervous.
Don't be nervous. Everyone here loves your artwork, and we just can't wait to hear all about you. Tell us a bit about yourself, Sian, and about your work, and off you go.
Okay, I'm from Cleatamua in Cumbria in the north of England. It's painting, sculpture, anything. I've always done it. I can't remember a time when I didn't. It's my whole life. It's just now that I'm getting to an older age, I find I can start to make a living at it. It's just a shame it didn't happen when I was in my 20s. So the 3 pieces that I put in, it was the Miracles, which was the big one. It was Shelby, which was a painting of Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders, and a picture with Belle, which is the little dog, which is my grand dog. So my inspirations for me as a painter has been Gustav Klimt, Egon Schiele, Lucian Freud. Not so much the later Lowrys and Picassos, but very much the early Lowrys and Picassos. I did love the style. I love the Lowry pencil drawings, love the detail. I've recently moved on to spray painting and quite big murals. So I'm inspired by Diego Rivera, Jose Maria Sert, and even all this street art that's happening in the major cities and towns around the world. With the paintings, as this one is, which is Miracles, it was very Klimt inspired. This painting was my life for 2 years because I couldn't paint it without being inspired, and I didn't feel inspired every day. So some of the painting came out, it told itself, it told its own story, it just appeared, and I don't know, it's one of my favorites, but I like the size of it as well. With the Shelby and the Belle, I think it's more the colours, the brightness. I'm into Fauvism, Expressionism, and I think the bold colours on these two, it was lovely to do, because it isn't until you actually got these in front of you that you see the little dots of colour. It's a bit like pointillism. So yeah, I don't think the screen does them justice, but that's just because I'm no good at taking a good photo of a painting.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic, Sian. They look absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go to Terry and see what he thinks about your work, and if he's got any comments to make. Over to you, Terry.
Well, thank you. Hi, Sian.
Hi, you all right?
Very good, very nice pieces. I'm very well. I think I like, you've mentioned Klimt, you've mentioned Freud and Lowry, obviously 3 of the world's greatest painters, and I think you've done them all justice in the work that you've done here. The Shelby and the first one, I can't remember the titles.
Miracles, yeah.
Miracles, yes. 2 very different pieces. Well, all 3 very different pieces, but I think I could still see and feel your style in all of those images. So you clearly have something that is unique to yourself in your style, in your approach. I liked I like miracles. I like the mystic nature of it, the dreamlike quality, and the symbol of I thought peace with the doves, and the sort of that tranquil nature of it. Very powerful in the sense that it got me thinking about and feeling in a very, very peaceful and tranquil place. Selby, I don't often, I used to watch Peaky Blinders, but I haven't watched it for ages, but I did recognize the character, so that's a good thing. And I like the strongness of that image. There were a couple of things in it though, the cigarette and the ear. I was drawn to both of those two things because the cigarette seemed like a bit of an afterthought. I wasn't quite sure if he really wanted to smoke it. But I just thought, but it was there. And the ear as well. I love the ear, but it sort of stood out in the darkness, as it was almost as though there was a light on the ear as one looked at the picture. But two very strong, powerful images and a very accomplished piece of work. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much, Terry. That's fantastic. Emily, what are your thoughts?
Can I just check you can hear me okay?
Yes, definitely. Loud and clear.
Okay, my internet said unstable, so I'm sorry. Is it Sean or Sian?
Sian.
Sian. Okay, Sian. It's just I've got a friend that's spelled the same, but it's Sian. Sian, lovely to meet you. Yeah, I have spent a lot of time looking at your work actually, because it is something that I would like. It's beautifully painted. The first one, if we look at Miracles, it's made me really look very closely at the painting. And I would agree with Terry that, you've looked at some, very good, like you said, Clint, with this one, artists that have inspired you, but I can see your own take obviously on it. And every piece does have a difference to it, but the way you use the brushstrokes and the way you've painted, I can see the techniques through. Miracles really does draw me in. Because I have to keep looking at little bits, and it's almost like there's some buttons or something, I think from my textiles background, but you've got little shapes, haven't you? And it kind of, for me, gives a 3D effect. I could really see that looking beautiful in somebody's home, and it would just tie in lovely with other things. Shelby obviously is character from Peaky Blinders. Okay, if you know the character, he's quite gruff. There is sort of a good side to him, and I feel like you have, although he's a gangster, you have captured that. But actually what I'm drawn to more is just the quality of your work. It's absolutely amazing, the tone. In a way, I feel like the cigarette is lit. It's probably not though, is it? Because you've got some, it's almost like little bits of dust or something coming down. It's just
it's gold in
amazing.
it.
And I just love the texture and the line work and the markings on the neck and the ear again. And then when we come to Belle, obviously I'm an animal of, not an animal, I'm a real fan of pets and animals because they give us such joy. And I just imagine, especially at the moment, and I just say, who was this? Did you say it was your friend's dog or your?
No, it's my grand dog, as in it's a grandchild. It's my grand dog.
Yes. Okay. Well, so I get that because we've recently bought a dog, and my mum, with what's going on now, has her grand dog once a week. But going back to your artwork, it's fabulous. I love the tone, the color. You've gone a bit unique with the color as well, and the depth and the markings. Brilliant. Yeah, I love it all.
Lovely.
It's well done.
Really?
Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you very much, Emily. Geetha, we've got about 30 seconds if you'd like to make a comment.
All right. To talk about, hi, Sean, first of all.
Hi.
Talk about your miracle painting. I loved that it worked at different levels, and even the painting has different levels and different styles within it. The repetitive nature of the top part of the painting, where it gives me a feeling of Zen-like feeling, so like they're quite angelic, and also the dove sort of looking over towards them, gives me more of a feeling as a liberation rather than miracle. But I suppose it is your experience or what you were going through that you were trying to portray there. And there's also a little bit of darkness at the bottom of the painting, which it felt like from a struggle that something was evolving from there. to a better place. And about the Shelby, I again loved the intense nature of that painting, the very strong tones and shades used there, you know, gives that importance of that character that he wanted to portray. And the last one, it just made me smile because those are not the conventional colors to portray a dog. However, I looked like you enjoyed doing the contours of the face of that dog there with the streak of strong white going across. And I loved all three of them. Very, very special and hearty congratulations. Love them. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, Sian, what amazing comments you've had. No need to be nervous whatsoever. How did you feel about that? Doing justice to Klimt and Lowry, that's amazing.
Wonderful, really, thank you very much.
And what do you feel about some of the comments that the judges have made?
Really fantastic. I couldn't have asked for more because they've understood my use of colour, because it's just, I want something to look pleasing. I do want it to evoke an emotion, but I don't want it to be an upsetting experience. I don't want it. I want it to feel joyous, serene, contentment. I want them words. So I've heard them words today. So that's fantastic.
You have. Fantastic. Look, you've been a brilliant first contestant here today. Well done. Good luck through the rest of the competition. But what a brilliant, brilliant start. Thank you ever so much, Sian.
Thank you all. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.